And then explain to the camera what you do.
Okay. Hi, my name's Leanna. This is Erica. Today we're going to be talking about serving. Going to talk about the ups and the downs of serving, the different ins and outs, kind of the good things and the bad things about it. So Erica is a server. How long have you been a server?
For 7 years.
Oh wow, that's a long time. So we're just kind of going to talk about things that she enjoys about serving, things that she doesn't enjoy about serving, and kind of getting her perspective on things. So what would you say that are the 3 main factors of serving?
I feel like a lot of people would say like greeting, taking the order, and checking back with the customers. I would probably say greeting, checking back is extremely important after you bring their food out, but just being personable and making it a memorable experience.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds really interesting to me.
Yeah.
So how would you say that the pace is the most important as far as rushing people or trying to get people in and out fast?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on what time of the day you're in, what type of restaurant you're in, what kind of vibe you have. So, for example, during a lunch shift, then we try to, especially then, go ahead and ask our guests what kind of dining experience they want to have. If they want to have a quick experience, if they're on a lunch break, if they're trying to get to a doctor's appointment, whatever it may be, we just want to accommodate that. So we can kind of speed up the process, go ahead and take their order, or ask if they're ready to take their order after when we bring the drinks out and the bread. Or if we're in a dinner atmosphere, then I still try to get a feel of what a customer wants. At a certain point in your serving career, I feel like you can read customers really well. And so if somebody seems ready to order, I always ask at the very beginning when I take your drink order if you would like to go ahead and put any appetizers in or if you want to wait. If they say yes or no, depending on what they say, then when I come back with their drinks, I might go ahead and ask, okay, so would you all like to relax for a little while and hang out, or do you want me to come back shortly and take your order or take it now? We also have tables or customers that like to linger, and some customers might end up having a couple hours in the restaurant. And so there's definitely a technique that I've used. I learned it from another server years ago, where I'll just go ahead and let them know, hey, I don't want to be a nuisance to you. You all just take your time, do whatever you'd like to do. But when you're ready, go ahead and put your salt at the end of the table instead of at the back of the table. And I'll be walking around and I'll keep an eye out. And if it is at the end, then I'll come take your order, or I'll know that you need something, instead of just being in their face all the time. And so, yeah, the pace, you should definitely understand what kind of pace a customer is at, because if you're not on the same page as them with that, it can absolutely ruin their experience.
I definitely agree with you on that. I really like the salt idea of bringing the salt to the front of the table when they're ready to order, so that you're not waiting or you're not coming back to them too many times and interrupting all of their conversations.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you could kind of explain the serving process from beginning to end?
Okay, yeah. So from the very beginning, you get, where I work at Outback Steakhouse, then you get assigned a few tables. So you have your section, and up until you get sat, you're trying to do stuff in the kitchen or in the back, or help run food for other tables, because us servers run our own food. And so if food is ready, you go ahead and help other servers out and run it to their table for them. Once you get sat, as you're keeping an eye on your tables, first you want to try to get there for a greeting within 30 seconds of the table being sat. That might seem difficult, and sometimes it is, depending on how busy you are, but getting there within the first 30 seconds is a big deal to our customers. It just lets them know that they're a priority to you, and it starts off the dining experience well, knowing that they have your attention. So I would normally, if it's 2 people or 4 people, go ahead, greet them, get their drink orders. If I see them walking to the table and it's more than 4 people, I personally like to go ahead and get bread. Some people don't like to do that approach, but the way I see it is the faster somebody gets their food, the more happy they're going to be, the less bored they're going to be, or the less fixated on how long it takes you to bring the next thing out because they're busy getting that bread.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'll get their drink order. Once I bring their drinks out, I normally ask if they'd like to go ahead and order an appetizer, and we always make recommendations from our drinks to our appetizers, entrees, desserts. We will probably list 2 or 3 items that we're trying to upsell to a customer, or one of my favorites, I would list the cheese fries and ask them if they'd like to start off with them. If it's a smaller table, maybe 2 people, I even try to sell them on a small portion of our appetizers that we can do, and that seems to help. So we do appetizers, then we'll do dinner. We typically like to send our dinner food after our appetizer has come out so that it doesn't come out on top of each other in case an appetizer is running behind in the kitchen and comes out a little late. And then once we send their dinner, we keep an eye out for salads and soups, get those out. After they try everything, appetizer, soup, salads, entrees, desserts, we do a 2-minute 2-bite check back, which is exactly how it sounds. Once they've taken about 2 bites, then you try to go back out and ask them how everything is, because the sooner you find out how their food is tasting, the sooner you can fix a potential problem. Yeah, and then at the end, we always ask about dessert, and yeah, that's about it, really.
Okay. Now, would you say that if you said that you don't send orders to the kitchen until your appetizer comes to the table,
Right.
would you say that if you accidentally forget to do that and your appetizer doesn't come out and then maybe soups or salads come out to the table, would you say that customers usually get angry with that?
It depends on what their pace is.
Okay.
So if they're in a fast-paced setting, if they're at lunch and they order appetizers and lunch, then they normally don't care. But the point of an appetizer and the reason that you order it before you order your dinner or your entrees is so that you can munch on it beforehand.
So it is more recommended.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Okay.
And so customers enjoy that coming out first.
Perfect. As far as, and you said that you've been serving for about 7 years.
Yeah.
As far as serving for the 7 years, is there anything that you love most about serving?
You know, I really love my regulars, and I love my coworkers.
Okay.
I just like the atmosphere of that work environment. It's really fun and laid back, and you get to build a lot of relationships, whether it's with customers or
Do you have a
coworkers.
lot of regulars?
Yeah, I have a lot, and I mean, to the point where some of us have exchanged numbers and check in on each other. And that's what's fun about this kind of setting, is it's not the professional setting that limits you to only seeing them at work and saying, okay, this is all, I can't have any dual relationships. And so it gives you a lot of really cool connections with people.
That's understandable, especially since it's your job and that's probably where
Yeah.
you are most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you dislike about serving? I mean, I know you like a lot of things about it, but there has to be some things that you don't like.
Yeah, there are some things that I don't like. I would say the hardest part, or the most trouble I have with serving, is the fact that some customers might not understand how much goes into a serving job. And so I think the thing I hate the most is how underappreciated servers and really all restaurant workers are.
Underappreciated as in what people tip them, or underappreciated as in how people talk to them?
Both, but especially how people talk to them. Tipping, that's a big deal. I mean, a lot of us, that's how we make our living. That's a lot of people's main job. And so tipping is